Hello, this is a continuation for the Algebra 1 FAST/BEST exam given May 2023. So this will be for Algebra 1 students in Florida, in Palm Beach County. Here, let's continue. Solve AB minus 8 equals 3B 4B, and then select all that apply. So all right, let's do the first part. Let's solve this for B. What I would do is I would say we subtract 3B from both sides. Right? I can't combine these two. So this becomes AB minus 3B minus 8 equals 0. Now I'm going to go ahead and add the 8 back to the other side. AB minus 3B equals 8. Now I'm going to factor out a B from the left. Or we have a B in both terms. Common to both terms, so we factor that out. And we're left with A minus 3 equals 8. We're going to divide both of these by A minus 3. We'll cancel here. B is isolated. 8 over A minus 3. So I suspect you'll be doing this on a computer and picking, right? So one of them we have this. So we know that's one of them. So now we're going to say, well, which of these, if any, is equivalent to 8 over A minus 3? Well, not this one. We don't have an A in there at all. And then this is, right, if the numerator is the same 8, and these are different, right, 2A and A minus 3, we can eliminate that one. And now what's happening is, if I use X and Y, then X minus Y is equal to the opposite of Y minus X, right? If I go back and distribute this, I get negative Y minus negative X, negative Y plus X, which is just X minus Y. So what they're doing is they're saying, well, what happens if I make this numerator negative? Then I can switch these two, and instead of A minus 3, I get 3 minus A, which is that one. All right, so those are equivalent, and so you would check both of those. If you want to, you can put a value in for A to the one you know, to the one we solved for. And then you could put that same number into the other answer choices, and only this one's going to match. That's a perfectly valid way of doing it, assuming we get to one of the right answers. You're saying, well, which are equivalent to the same one? This one is set up in a grid where your equations are here, and then these are down this side, and you're like filling in a dot where the column matches the row. I'm just going to solve them this way. I mean, I have the answers down here. Let me back that up just a little bit, if I can. No, I can't. It's going to shake for just a second. Okay. So in each of these, I want to solve for A. So again, your steps may be just a little bit different, but Y minus B equals M times the quantity X minus A. So this looks a lot like point slope formula for a line. But and for this problem, it doesn't matter what it really represents. So if I want A by itself, I want this quantity by itself, so I'm going to divide both sides by M. I get y minus b over m equals These cancel, that's what I want, x minus a. And then what I'm going to do is subtract x from both sides. They'll cancel here, that's what I want, and I get y minus b over m minus x equals negative a. And then if I add the a to both sides, well, I have this, shouldn't I just be able to, yeah, I'm just going to multiply through by negative 1. Right, so at any time you can basically change all the signs. So this becomes positive, this becomes positive, this becomes negative. So you're multiplying through by negative 1, or dividing through by negative 1. We're just changing all the signs. So I'm going to write it left to right. Positive a equals, I'll write the positive term first, minus the quantity y minus b over m, which is this one. Okay, so I'm creeping into my middle column a little bit, but that's okay. If I want to solve for a, now a is in the denominator. So what I'm going to do is multiply both sides by the quantity x minus a, and I'm going to get y times x minus a equals m minus b. If I want, so this is a, so I want that by itself. So you could distribute, but I think it's going to be probably easier if I just divide through by y. They cancel here. I get x minus a equals m minus b over y. And then I'm going to add the a to both sides and then subtract the m minus b over y. So I add a, and these cancel, and I get x equals m minus b over y plus a. And then I'm going to subtract m minus b over y. Running out of room a little bit, but what's going to happen is these go away, and I'm left with x minus m minus b over y equals a. Again, if I can switch everything on the left side with everything on the right. Basically, if x equals y, then y equals x. Now these look a little different, but this would be fine, but it's not on. It's not one of our choices. But what happens is, if I can take this negative and I can apply it and basically multiply it to the y in the denominator, and when I do that, this becomes positive and that becomes negative. So that's why the signs look a little different, which definitely could be confusing, right? We generally think that if we have multiple choice that it makes it easier, right? But you could have a perfectly valid solution, all your steps are right, and at the end your choice doesn't quite match any of the answer choices, and then you have to algebraically make it look like one of the answer choices. Alright, so this one solve for a. Let's divide both sides by m. I get y divided by m equals, these cancel, x plus ab. Subtract x from both sides, and I get y over m minus x. These cancel. Equals a b. And now I'm going to divide both sides by b. So they're going to cancel here, And what happens is this becomes, I'll do this in 2 steps. This is, if I separate, this is y over m all over b minus x over b equals a. And then what happens is I divide y by this fraction. These get multiplied together in the denominator. Y divided by mb minus x over b equals a. Tina scored 94, 68, 88 on her first 3 algebra tests. Her next test counts double. It's a final and it counts double. Write and solve an equation to determine the minimum grade she must score on her final to have a mean score of 80. So it's basically if she's taken the 3 tests, she's got to take the 4th test. It counts double. What does she have to get to get an average of 80? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add up the scores of the 3 she already took. And then I'm going to say plus twice her next test. Now she's taking 4 tests. I know the 4th test counts twice, but you have to divide this by 4 tests. So, this is an average. If I add up the raw scores of 4 tests and divide it by 4, I want that to be equal to, I guess greater than or equal to, 80. So, I'm going to add up 94, 68, 88. That's 250. So I get 250 plus 2x over 4 equals 80. 250 plus 2x, multiply both sides by 4, equals 320. 2x, subtract 250 from both sides,